Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Joey Moss, Bad Blood Gaming. Jumpstart spoilers. This is looking like a really sweet set to have. Just loaded with reprints and new cards. Definitely geared for Commander. But the cool thing is, a lot of these cards are coming to the historic format on MTG Arena. We do not have a complete list of all the cards yet. We do not have a complete list of all the cards that will be going into the historic format on Arena. But what we do have are today's spoilers, and there is over another like 30 or 40 rare and mythic. So let's get into it. Now, the prices you see on here are based on TCG player market value. I did not give a list of every single reprint, just a couple. The very first time it was printed, and then also just one other reprint of that card. For example, Betrayers of Kamigawa here. Here a Great Glass Spinner. This is a cool card. I remember when it was like 20 bucks. And then also the Modern Masters price, $8.41. I think that's the only two times this card was printed, if I'm not mistaken. There might have been one other time. But just to show you, this is what the value of the cards are at today. This is the first day they're announced, hey, this card's getting a reprint. So these prices you see right now reflect today. Within a week, I'm sure this will drop a little bit. It's going to happen because a reprint, more copies hit the market, etc., etc. This is a powerful card, though, on its own. Definitely had a lot of fun running this because of the ability on it. Let's get into some next stuff. Rage Blood Shaman. Only printed in Theros. That's right. 3-drop. Minotaur Shaman. Other Minotaur creatures you control get +1/+1 have trample. I like that. I'd like to see Minotaur Tribal be a thing, but I just don't think it's ever going to be a thing. I guess it could be, but, competitive at least. I don't know. Time will tell. We shall see. Nothing like goblins, though. Then we have Ineos, the Gale Force. This is a new print of a card. Pretty interesting abilities on this one. It's a 5-drop legendary creature, Jin. And you're going to see quite a few Jins in a little bit. It's got the flying, and for 3, attacking creatures with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. Notice it doesn't say tap the card, so you can spend as much of this as you'd like. And every time you do it, flying creatures get +1/+1. Attacking creatures with flying, that is. And then whenever 3 or more creatures you control, this is the interesting part with flying attack, each player gains control of a non-land permanent of your choice controlled by the player to their right. Talk about some crazy shenanigans. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Then we have Rampaging Bronodon. Only time it ever was printed was in 2018 gift pack for $4.13. This thing's a lot of fun, especially with something like a Mirror March. I think you guys have seen my deck with that. You get like 4 of these on the field, and when Rampaging Bronodon attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each land you control. A lot of shenanigan kind of cards in here. I do like this. This is not something that's ever going to be competitive, It's just a really fun card, big card, There's a lot of removal out there for a lot of creatures and whatnot, but cool to get the reprint. That's why the price is so high at $4.13. I expect this to probably drop down to like $1, $1.50 after this reprint. Then we have Ball Lightning, 3-drop. First appeared all the way back in the dark. It's going for $21.09 right now. Masters 25, about $1.61. But this was surprising to see this. They're printing a lot of cool cards that have seen a lot of play over the years in Magic. This is going to be fun to run on Arena for sure. I was always looking for a card that when it hits the battlefield has haste and trample, and just pretty powerful. This is what that is, But, I like to play Arena and Standard and Historic, but I'm definitely going to be branching out into Historic a lot. Whelming Wave, 4-drop. Born of the Gods is only 57 cents, and Mystery Booster, 65 cents. There was a couple other printings on this one. Return all creatures other than your Krakens, your Leviathans, and your Octos and Serpents. Pretty slick. It does see a lot of play. It does. Lightning Bolt. This one I could not believe, because I was just talking about this in yesterday's video. I said, I don't know that they're going to print Lightning Bolt. It'd be cool if they did, but it might be too powerful for Historic. But it looks like we're going to be throwing a lot of pretty powerful cards in Historic. Nothing that's over the top. I don't have confirmation whether or not Lightning Bolt will be legal in Historic or not, but it's going in this set. I could not find a price on the Alpha. Alpha, I would imagine, maybe is double the price of Beta, maybe even more, just the market value. You know, it might be like $400, $500, and that's probably in crappy condition because I know a BGS 9.5, a Lightning Bolt's going, you know, in Alpha for thousands of dollars. So keep that in mind. But just a regular copy, Magic 2010, $1.33. It's a powerhouse, man. I can't believe it got the reprint, but it's been printed like probably 20, 30 times already. So read the runes. That's right. Onslaught, first appearance in Commander 2016 for X and 1 blue. Draw X cards. For each card drawn this way, discard a card unless you sacrifice a permanent. I guess if you have permanents to spare, heck, why the heck not, huh? Then we have Muxus, Goblin Grande. This is a new one. 6-drop legendary creature, Goblin Noble. Let's check it out. It's a 4/4. When Muxus Goblin Grande enters the battlefield, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put all Goblin creature cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When Muxus attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other Goblin you control. So that's a pretty powerful Gobble right there. This is like, reminds me a little bit of Winata, only it's not like the humans, and when it's attacking, it's just when it first enters the battlefield, you get a, you know, dig 5 instead of 6. I think Winata's still completely busted, but this is a very cool card. Should see play. Mystic Archaeologist, Deuce Drop, only printed in core set 2019. Again, those humans, this is going to be centered around humans. Well, not centered around it, but that's one of the tribes. Looks like there's going to be a lot of different tribes up in here. For 5, draw 2 cards. Deuce 1. Then another new one is Hurloon General. That's correct. Legendary creature, Minotaur Warrior. I don't think I've even read this one yet. Hurloon General or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield under your control. Create a 2/3 red Minotaur creature token. That's pretty good, but it's 5 though, kind of steep. For 3 Minotaurs you control, get +1/+0 and gain menace and haste until end of turn. It's pretty powerful. Could be good for a commander build, you know, baller on a budget kind of build. Then we have Archon of Justice, which I've seen a few reprints. Eventide, Magic 2012, to name a couple. 5-drop. When Archon of Justice dies, exile target permanent. Good ability on it. I dig it. I dig it. Then we have Herald's Horn. I was surprised this one so much, but they just reprinted it in mystery boosters. It's going for $8.18 in Commander 2017. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. That's pretty good. And at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Great for those commander builds. Very, very cool card. And then we have over here Angel of the Dire Hour. Just got another reprint in mystery boosters. Only 85 cents for this one. I don't think there's too many of this, maybe 3 or 4. Angel of the Dire Hour is a 7-drop. It's got Flash, which is fun. It's a 5/4. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, exile all attacking creatures. Gotta cast it from your hand, though. So then we have Mikaeus the Lunarch. Innistrad and from the Vault Legends. Also, I think there might have been one other copy of this out there. So XN for 1 white enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. You tap it, you could put a +1/+1 counter on it. And you could also tap it and remove a +1/+1 counter. Put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. This is just, I'm telling you, man, Historic is going to be a lot of fun. Standard's great. You guys ever see those memes that go around, you know, like with the brains and stuff, and they show Standard, you know, like your brain's thinking a little bit. And then they showed like, you know, a Pioneer, your brain's thinking a bit more, you know. And then you got Modern, you got big brain status, you know. And then you got, Vintage and all that other stuff. You got a huge brain, and then Commander, it's like, wow! Well, Historic's going to be a bigger brain than Standard, so. And Historic might even be bigger than Pioneer soon. I mean, Pioneer's pretty limited as to Historic's not. So, yeah, I think we got a lot of fun ahead of us. High Sentinels of Arashan. 4-drop, only printed in Khantatar here. Nothing too impressive, really. It's a 3/4. Saw a little bit of play, but not really much. It just is what it is. Coastal Piracy. Fun art. 4-drop enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. It's good. That's a very good card. First appeared up in Mercadian and also in 8th edition. I thought it was interesting the 8th edition's worth more than its original printing. I thought that was very interesting. You know, it's almost $1.50, $1.40 more roughly. $1.60. Our math is fun, huh? But I don't know. I think that's weird. It's the white border cards for when you have the 8th edition back then, at least. I think they stopped at 9th edition is when they stopped at the white border, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but interesting to see that. Duelist Heritage is a 3-drop in Commander 2016, and also Commander Anthologies Volume 2. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature gain double strike until end of turn. Fun little card. I mean, there's not too much to say on these. Archon of Redemption is a 5-drop. World Wake. 3/4, 25 cents back then. I mean, they can't just put nothing but value inside of these, but we're going to see some cards that are worth a bit more in just a second here. Ulvenwald Hydra creeping up a little bit. Only printed in Shadows over Innistrad. $7.33. There were some other like prints of it, but they're promos or weird stuff. But yeah, this is a really cool Hydra. I can't wait to see what Historic can do with Hydra builds. I mean, we do have a lot of good Hydras that are hitting Historic. I got to see the complete list of all the cards, or I just want to see the list that are not going in Historic, I guess. But this was a pretty cool one. I like the art on this one too. Creepy. Brightmare is a new uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, tap up to 1 target creature, and then you gain life equal to that creature's power. That's not too shabby. Patron of the Valiant, it has been printed quite a few times. When Patron of the Valiant enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that already has a +1/+1 counter on it. So 4/4. Steel Plume Marshal, another new one. When Steel Plume Marshal attacks other attacking creatures you control with flying, get +2/+2 until end of turn. So 3/3. Yeah, I mean, with Lightning Bolt, if it's coming into Historic, we'll see you later on that 3/3. All right, Oracle of Muldaya. A lot of people wanted this card reprinted, and it finally has happened. $41.86. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play land cards from the top of your library. This is a Commander staple. It was just a matter of time before it got the reprint, so I definitely expect this price to drop. Probably around like $20 after the reprint, I'm not sure how many boxes they're going to make of this new set, so that's something to keep an eye on too. Or how many times they're going to print a set. Sheoldred Whispering 1 from New Phyrexian Iconic Masters. Almost $30. Definitely expect this one to drop back down to like 12, 15, maybe even lower than that. But very, very cool card. It's got Swamp Walk. This is some stuff that was around when I first started playing. Basically anything with, like Island Walk, Swamp Walk. This creature can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls whatever that walk is, Island or Swamp or, Mountain Walk, and so on and so forth. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, okay, that's busted. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. Not may, that player does. So another card that's just disgusting. Cather's Crusade, 5-drop. Avacyn Restored and Commander 2014. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That's a powerhouse for sure. And then Windreader Sphinx. Man, this art. Ugh. I mean, it's not the artist's fault. It's a Sphinx. It's that simple. This one's been printed quite a few times. Big old 3/7. Fun little card. Blessed Sanctuary. Here's another new one. I think this is a new one. Yeah, I want to say it is. Don't quote me on that. For some reason, I don't have any price over here. I think it's a new one. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and creatures you control whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield of your control. Create a 2/2 white unicorn creature token. Unicorns might be a force to be reckoned with because I'm seeing a lot of unicorn stuff coming out. Corsair Captain, 3-drop. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Cool. Other pirates you control get +1/+1. Oh my god! Pirates! Finally! Have a lord that isn't crappy. This was really, really needed. I can't wait to play some pirates now. That's phenomenal. It's only a 2/2, I understand. But this was really needed for pirate builds. And I like that you're also getting, a perk, getting a treasure token. And on top of that, it's not even legendary. So you can have multiples of this out. This is going to make pirates maybe not competitive, but it'll be a lot more fun at least to play with pirates, Pretty cool. Sharding Sphinx, 6-drop, first printed in Shards of Alara in Commander 2018. And I think a couple others as well. Interesting stuff. Whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature token with flying. There you go. Emil the Blessed. Another unicorn. This one's sweet. 4-drop. For 3, you exile another target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So, like, one of those flicker effects. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay the Celestia of your choice. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's a unicorn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it instead. I'm glad this is not a 5-drop. At a 5, it probably would not be that great, you know. But at a 4, that's pretty sweet. I think they did a great job with this unicorn for sure, man. Mentor of the Meek, a 3-drop. This has been printed a lot of times. First printed for 80 cents in Innistrad. You know, it's also on Arena 2 right now. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. And then Lurking Predators. 6-drop enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal that top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put that card on the bottom of your library. Alrighty then. Good card. Of course. Why would it not get reprinted? Path to Exile first appeared in Conflux and also Masters 2017, along with like 15 other sets, roughly. Could be maybe like 10. Exile target creatures. Controller may search their library for a basic land card, put that card on the battlefield, tap, and shuffle their library. Definitely a staple in a lot of decks in Modern. You know, Commander probably wouldn't even mind running something like this. It's a lot of very cool cards coming out of this set, man. Elvis Archdruid. I made a ball around a budget elf deck. This was in that build. And, yeah, I'm glad I got a reprint. This is going to be fun. Elf decks are going to be competitive and historic. Yes. This card gets you there quick, and in combination with some other just monstrous cards, you know, that help out this. Elves are going to be sweet. I'm glad because elves are another one of the first builds I ever did. So there you have it. The Serendib Efreet, first appearing in Arabian Nights. You want one? $454.99. Put that money in my hand. If you don't, then you owe me. 20 bucks, little man. Put that money in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me. Anybody? All right. Eternal Masters, Arabian Nights, cool. A bunch of other sets too. Wow, that's it. I thought we were going to go for a little longer here. Well, that's all we got today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, yeah, I'm going to be a slumlord. Make sure you hit that like button. It does help out a lot. And then notifications. Make sure you hit the notifications, the bell. Change it to receive all notifications so you can get every video that drops. Make sure you update your bell status. All right, guys, check out the other videos, and I appreciate you tuning in. Skading, skadang, skadoosh.